the back. Feel free to try to grab a seat too. Woo! Okay, welcome to the first session of AWE. I'm Charmaine. I'm a Senior Technical Product Manager at Unity Technologies. We're super excited to be able to sponsor the gaming and entertainment track this year. So thank you for coming. Before I get started, I want to talk a bit about sponsors. So the AWE team would like to thank our gold sponsors for their support. Gold sponsors are ArborXR, HoloLight, HP, Meta, Niantic, CareAR, Metadome, Snap, TikTok, Soar, and Metamaterials. And an extra big thank you to our titanium sponsors, Avatar, Magic Leap, Qualcomm, and pat on the back, Unity Technologies. So with that, I'm gonna pass it on to Kathy and Guohui from TikTok. They'll be talking about the session that all of you are here for, the next generation of XR storytelling with TikTok.
All right, can everyone hear me? Yeah. All right, cool. Welcome. Hi, everyone. We are very excited to be here today and to be kicking things off with the very first session of this track, of the entertainment and gaming track here at AWE. My name is Kathy Wang, and I lead the AR product team at TikTok.
Hello, everyone. My name is Guohui Wang. I'm leading the AR engineering team at TikTok. I'm so excited to be here, and I will share more about how we build Effect House in a moment.
Great. So yeah, today we're here to share a little bit more about XR storytelling on TikTok. So we're going to do a quick 101 on TikTok and XR on the platform, and then we'll introduce Effect House, our new creation tool, share a little bit more about the technology behind it, give you a sneak peek into our roadmap, and then wrap with some best practices before we potentially have time for maybe a Q&A. So let's dive in. So for those of you who have been able to resist the pull of TikTok over the last couple of years, TikTok is the leading destination for short-form mobile video. And it's a really diverse community of performers and artists and musicians and actors, and also just everyday people sharing their stories. So storytelling is really at the heart of every great TikTok experience. And here we break that down into 5 core elements: culture, expression, authenticity, discovery, and community. So let's start with culture. So TikTok is where trends are born today. And we've seen careers blossom and memes emerge and obscure songs rise to the top of the music charts. And TikTok has really shifted the paradigm so that not only do real world events impact what happens online, but on-platform trends are really defining real world culture. And a lot of how that's done is really through creative expression and experimentation with the platform's different tools and sounds and effects, and we'll talk a lot more about that later. And it's not just expression, it's really authentic expression. So really having the chance to show your true self and expressing your own form of individual creativity, whatever that might mean to you as a creator. And for both our creators and our viewers, discovery is also such a core part of the TikTok experience. So you don't need to have 1 million followers to have your stuff be seen, and anyone's video can really make it to the For You page. And of course, all of this is only possible with our creators, who are an extremely passionate and diverse and eclectic community, and no matter what story you're looking to share, you can find a community to engage with. So TikTok's mission is really to inspire creativity and bring joy. And a really big part of how we do that is by empowering our community with tools that lower the barrier of creation. And so in that way, storytelling on TikTok is really the perfect use case for XR, starting with effects, like a lot of the ones that you see here. So effects have long been a really integral part of the entire TikTok content ecosystem, from some of our classic effects that you might know, like green screen, to some of our more recent popular effects like Versailles Run, which you see on the right here, to some of our world AR effects, including collaborations that we've done with some of our partners like Team Labs, like this flower effect in Japan on the first one here, So let's take a deeper look into how one effect in particular has really inspired a generation of storytelling on TikTok. So that was time warp scan, and also known as the blue line effect for some of our creators. And our team built that effect using our in-house creation tools. And earlier this year, just a little over a month ago, we opened up that tool to everyone in the TikTok community with the beta launch of Effect House, which is our AR creation platform that allows anyone in our community to create, to publish, and to share high-quality community effects and branded effects on TikTok, whether you're an advanced AR designer or you just love using effects on the platform. So you can go to the Effect House website, download the tool, and you can also browse over 100 different articles and tutorials and templates and other resources to learn how to make any kind of effects that you're interested in. And then you can use the tool to create that effect, to preview what it looks like in TikTok, and then to publish it on the platform. So let's see what that looks like in action. Today, we are actually very excited to share that already more than 3 billion videos have been made with community effects on TikTok, and these have been viewed more than 1 trillion times in a short amount of time all around the world, globally on TikTok. So let's dig a little deeper into just what makes effects such a powerful format for storytelling on the platform. So we use the same framework that we shared a little bit earlier, starting with culture. So some of you might be really familiar with this. Effect House really empowers our creators to be able to define the trends instead of just following them. So this is actually one of our most popular recent community effects. It's called Shrek in the Sky, by our creator Maxime Kuzlin, and it uses our sky segmentation capabilities, and it's really just started an entire trend on TikTok of creators staging Shrek in all sorts of funny places around the world. This creator actually went to the Eiffel Tower just to see what Shrek would look like dancing behind the monument. Another way that creators really tap into culture on the platform is by really using the different tools to push their creativity, experiment with new storytelling capabilities, whether that's something like sky segmentation with Shrek in the Sky, or something like Body Avatar Drive, which you see here in the preview, or different kinds of tracking and animation and really robust visual scripting to allow you to make your own interactions and your own logic triggers to really bring your effects to life using TikTok's video format. And today, we're also really excited to share that very soon we'll be releasing the ability to create effects with audio. So music and sound are such a core part of the TikTok experience, so we're really excited to see what our community will build. And we're also working really hard to develop an asset library to make it much easier for our creators who may not be as familiar with things like 3D modeling. And finally, Effect House today is available on Mac, but we are working very hard. We hear you. We are providing support very soon for our PC and Windows users as well. And Guohui will share a little bit more about some of the other capabilities that we have. This is another effect that we love, and we also want to definitely highlight that Effect House really embraces self-expression of all sorts, right? All sorts of wacky, fun, weird creativity. This was one of our earliest community effects from our creator Tasty Reality. This is called Halloween Run from last October. And along those lines, we are also very focused on creating a very inclusive and safe environment for our community to engage with effects. So all of our effects follow our community guidelines, our effect guidelines, and they're also all reviewed by our trust and safety team prior to being published on the platform. And once it is published, the discovery engine of TikTok really kicks in. And so discovery is built into TikTok. So that means your effects really have the chance to be seen by hundreds of millions of different users around the world. And by design, TikTok is not dependent on your social network. So that means the best content and the best videos and the best effects really have the chance to rise to the top, whether you have 1 million followers or you have a single follower. And our creator, Noctiluma, who's shown here, she's a great example of this. So she just started creating effects on TikTok last December, and already one of her most popular effects, Renaissance Eyes, has almost 1 million videos that have been made with it, with that single effect. And it's been used by creators all around the world, including celebrities like Billie Eilish and other creators. And we also want to ensure that we are giving our creators the proper attribution and credit to showcase their work. So we've introduced a number of different capabilities on the platform for this, including a new effect tab on the profile pages of all of our effect creators to allow them to almost build a portfolio of sorts. And so we are really excited to grow this active community of creators, starting with some of our earliest effect creators who you see here. And we encourage you to participate in the conversation directly by checking out our Discord server. That is where we share a lot of product features and updates and host live demos, tutorials, and it's also where our effects creators from around the world really connect with one another, where they brainstorm ideas, where they showcase the latest stuff that they're working on. And that also includes our brand partners. So for those of you in the audience who are curious about the branded side, brands can also create directly with Effect House, or they can work with one of our effect creators to either make very organic community effects or sponsored branded effects, so or some sort of other kind of custom partnership. So feel free to reach out to learn more. And finally, collaboration is such a core part of the TikTok content creation experience of the TikTok community, and that really extends to the Effect House development process as well. So we are here, our team is here, we are listening, we are iterating on the tool, on the features, so we'd love to hear from you, hear your feedback, and hear your ideas. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Guohui to share a little bit more about the technology that powers the platform.
Thank you, Kathy, for introduction. I really love those video demos. I was always amazed by how the effect creators understand the TikTok culture so well. They created so many viral effects, leading the trend, and even created some memes. Here I'm going to talk about how we build Effect House. So first, I would like to talk about the philosophy behind it. Basically, as Kathy has said, TikTok is a short video form platform. So our goal is to build tools for effect creators to be able to use to create the fun videos, interactive videos. So our Effect House is really built by designers and for designers. We want to design the tools to empower creators to build interactive and innovative effect for storytelling. And we are constantly providing technological capabilities to unlock new features that constantly redefine what AR effects can do. And thirdly, we want to make sure our engineering infrastructure is highly efficiency. We highly optimize our mobile algorithm so that they can run very efficiently on mobile devices and with high performance. Also, we want to make sure our software development infrastructure is so efficient that we can iterate faster in the future. So with that, let's look at some details. Before I dive into the details of the engineering framework, I will lead you guys to briefly go through the workflow. So typically, a design of effect starts with design and asset preparation. After that, the creator imports 3D models and the 2D graphics into the Effect House software and set up the AR scene and building the interactions using our video scripting tools. And then our effect creator preview and debug their effect using the in-tool preview and the in-app debugger before they submit it to our server. This is how the Effect House works in general. If we look at the technology framework, we have three major blocks here. Computer vision algorithms, effect computation and processing, and rendering VFX. Typically, when we get the camera input will run through all three blocks, and we finally combine the processing result with the asset, materials, 3D models, and so on, render them to the output videos. So as you can see here on the top rows of videos, our effect represents so diverse, different types of effect, different types of content. People can use it in so many different ways to represent themselves, to express themselves. If we look at the software architecture to support all these, from the bottom we have the algorithm libraries, including CV, CG, audio, music, and so on. And built upon the algorithm libraries, we have the effect engine and our effect SDK, supporting the upper layer TikTok application and the effect house creator tools. The whole infrastructure is highly complex. Here I just show the very high level view and hide a lot of details. But to let you know that our framework has been robustly supporting our business for the past 4 to 5 years. And nowadays, to give you a rough idea, our infrastructure has been used for billions of times every day by our users across the world. So let's talk about the algorithm. Algorithm is always the core for the interaction. We know that interaction is very essential for all the TikTok effect. So we want to provide our users a lot of different ways to interact with the effect and to express themselves. We constantly building highly optimized algorithm and give them to our effect creators to use. These algorithms include human understanding, for example, face tracking, detection, face body segmentation, and so on. And also include scene understanding, allowing us to understand the 3D environment so that we can put the virtual object into the 3D scene. For example, this video and the third video. Finally, we also build a lot of interactions by providing user gesture recognition, facial expression recognition, music beat detection, and so on. And recently, we also utilize a lot of GAN technology to provide more rich features like style transfer and so on, like is shown in the last video. Here, I want to show a very high-level diagram for our tool architecture. When we started to build the Effect House tool from the scratch a year ago, we really want to build it in a very flexible and scalable way. We want to make sure in the future we can expand the software so that we can add in more and more features freely and iterate really fast. So we utilize a modern tool architecture utilizing Node.js, React, TypeScript as the software architecture, so that now we can build the modern UI UX framework and build upon it to add a lot of cool technology on top of that. So I have introduced the current status of our tools. You might be curious about what's coming next. Here, I want to emphasize that Effect is actually a powerful tool to allow our content creator for their storytelling. So the goal for the long-term goal for our Effect House is to really amplify the TikTok content ecosystem. So whatever we build is serving this purpose. We really want to give people a tool for storytelling to build something interactive, innovative, and also fun to watch, fun to play. Secondly, we understand that not all users are advanced AR developers, so we really want to lower the barrier for creation. We want to provide people more and more advanced algorithm, asset creation library, easy interaction design, and a lot of other advanced operations so that they can really build an effect very easily. And we also want to support more use cases with Effect House, including digital avatar, digital fashion, and virtual trial. So I will give you a few examples on our future roadmap. As Cassie has mentioned that audio feature is one of the important feature. If you are familiar with TikTok, you will know that the audio, music, sound is of such an essential part. Without music, actually a lot of TikTok videos will not be interesting anymore. And since Effect House was launched, audio and music features are actually among the most popular features requested by our community. That's why now we're excited to announce that the audio feature will be available pretty soon in the next release. And leveraging sound and music feature can really give user a new dimension to unleash their creativity. And secondly, we fully understand the pain point for the average effect creator. I know there are a lot of people just like me. I have tons of ideas. I want to build this, that. I have a lot of crazy ideas. I can do coding, I can do logic, but unfortunately, I'm terrible at the design. I couldn't design anything look good or 3D. So by providing a well-designed asset library, can actually lower the barrier for content creation and grow the community. We can allow the 3D, 2D designer, effect creator, AR developer, animator, modeler to contribute to the UGC ecosystem and use the UGC asset. Again, algorithm is so important. We noticed that a lot of the viral effect in the past actually use some kind of new capabilities. So we will continue to develop new algorithms and deliver them to our users. Actually, so far we have built a large pool of algorithms, highly optimized for mobile. But so far we only exposed a small portion of that to the Effect House. In the future, we will gradually make them available to more and more creators. For example, as shown on the video, like foot tracking, pet face tracking, landmark detection, and so on. So you can enable a lot more possibilities with these algorithms. Like we said, we really want to make the effect creation process universal. We believe that everyone is creative. You just need to give them right tools so that they can be creative. We really want to democratize the whole process. So we will provide the tools for different developers. Whether you're a pro AR developer or you're amateur, a newcomer to this area, we will enable sophisticated interactions by supporting visual scripting, audio graph, VFX graph, and so on. We will also expose JavaScript API to the advanced developers. Last but not least, we understand that technology evolves so fast. We will have so many new things coming in every day. We don't want ourselves to become the bottleneck. So we really want to open the plugin system to the community so that all the AR developer can contribute to the platform and help us expand the tool functionality by developing plugins. Yeah, these are some of our roadmap. Trust me, this is just the beginning, and what I've shown is just a small portion of it. Please keep an eye on us, and we will give you more updates in the future. Let me hand over back to Cassie. She will tell you how to make better.
Great, thanks, Guohui. So we're going to wrap today with a couple of tips and best practices for creating really compelling storytelling using effects on TikTok. So 5 key things that I want to highlight, which are that we really encourage you to think about creating effects that are interactive, intuitive, that inspire, innovate, and interconnect. So first, like we talked about a little bit earlier, interaction is so key to the TikTok experience, and a lot of our best effects really prompt the users to engage with and play around with the effects, like this really simple but beautiful game from Masketing Design. And another way to think about interactivity is through remixability and repeatability, which are 2 really big themes on TikTok. So a lot of the best stories on the platform really emerge when creators co-create and collaborate and sample and riff on other creators' content. So think about how you might create effects that lend themselves to being remixable. From a repeatability perspective, think about how you might make effects that are as fun to use as they are to watch. And TikTok users watch a lot of videos a day, so think about how you might create effects that are as compelling to watch the first time around as they are the 20th time around. And interaction is really important, but so is keeping your effects very simple and very accessible. So we love this bubblegum effect from our creator Alexis, and it's super simple and also a super fun hook for storytelling. And so if you do need to introduce new mechanics or new UI into your effect, just be sure to teach the user in a very clear and obvious way. Something else really important to highlight is that a lot of our most popular effects are not necessarily the fanciest ones, but really ones that prompt the user to perhaps use them in an unexpected or surprising way. So this is Renaissance Eyes, which we shared a little bit earlier, and you can see how it immediately lowers the barrier of creation for users to really just jump in and be able to tell a story and tell a very unique perspective of their own. And so, effects at the end of the day are more than just cool animations, right? They're really, the best ones really unlock very innovative ways for creators to tell very unique stories. And another example of this is some of our effects on the platform really almost provide a built-in narrative to the video or to the story. So one of our effects, for example, really dramatically zooms in and zooms out of the frame. So a lot of users will use that as like a punchline to their story. And so as pioneers in the AR field, you all really have the chance to use all of what we just talked about to really push the boundaries of what is possible with effects. And so this effect is called Tiny Bee. This is from our creator, Eddie in 3D, and he made the effect and also created a TikTok video with it to show how he used capabilities like face inset and animation and tracking, and share that with the community. So we really encourage you to think about experimenting with new formats, new tools, new hardware capabilities, and also to share your knowledge with the community. And finally, effects really celebrate the diversity and the richness of the TikTok community. And so we really encourage you to think about how you might create effects that are inclusive, that are global. And sometimes at TikTok we say that we hope the platform can serve as a window, a canvas, and a bridge. So a window into other perspectives, a canvas to showcase your storytelling, and a bridge to connect social and cultural differences. And this is really reflected in a lot of the best effects on the platform. So this effect was actually made by one of our Indonesian creators, and he used this concept of an angkot, which is a shared taxi in Indonesia. But after it was published, actually creators all around the world use this in many, many different ways beyond the initial concept of this shared taxi to tell their own unique stories. So TikTok is truly a global platform, and so we encourage you to take advantage of that and to think about how you might build effects that really translate across cultures, across countries, across different communities. And I think that's all we have for you today. We'd love to continue the conversation. We are also hosting a creator panel later this afternoon featuring our community manager and a couple of our top effect creators. If you want a demo effect house or learn about open roles, different partnership opportunities, feel free to check out our booth, number 405 on the expo floor. And finally, we're sponsoring tomorrow's after party, so please come by, come meet the team, and come grab a drink with us. And I think that's it for us.
Sizzle.